Chapter 24. Volatile Irava. But I almost wish he would. Anything to break up the roil of thoughts in my head. They won't stop. They keep starting and ending with a man I kissed that I hardly even know. How can he so arrest my attention when I have barely known him at all? There might at least be some diversion from this madness. In the corridor that morning, before breakfast, my mother had suggested I hold a garden party, as she did when I was on the hunt, which, she also pointed out, I should have done instead of leaving for a hunt that day. That my people need to see me among them, to be reminded that I'm above them. Never mind that people are often stifling to me. The people of the court, especially, when the motion of the hunt is breath. While I'm not usually inclined to take my mother's suggestions, when I mentioned it to Valter at breakfast, he also thought it was a good and necessary thing to do. I know the people think I'm a cold-hearted king. Maybe a day in the sunshine will soften that. My mother wants the people to see me and fear me, as she says is the proper order of things. But that wasn't how my father ruled. Maybe a day in the sunshine will get me out of my maze of thoughts. Or maybe not. Valter also hasn't prodded me these last few days about discovering Caleb's secret, whatever it was that had him so upset. I know about secrets, and I have no wish to strip Caleb of any more dignity than I have. But maybe this garden party will break up the monotony of my days, the single-mindedness of my thoughts. And while my mother suggested it, it's a chance to start breaking her social hold on my court by being present myself. Maybe it's best I put affairs of the heart aside altogether and fully rule my kingdom. My mother would certainly approve of that. It takes a day to prepare for the party, and even then, I know I've sent my staff scrambling. It must, of course, be far more lavish an affair than the party my mother so recently had, and in a larger courtyard of the garden. I am the king, after all, and she is the dowager. It's about time I start acting, in public, like the king I am. No more skulking about the corridors. No more consorting with mage candidates. On the day of the garden party, I sit on the garden throne that my guards carried out for me, feeling the fool, but carrying my position as proudly as I ever have. Valter stands beside me, and Elsira is drifting around the edges of the crowd of nobles as a lute and drum band plays in one corner of the wide garden courtyard. The morning is unusually warm, and I do welcome the freshness of the air, the promise of warmer days to come. In the garden courtyard, we're surrounded on all sides by hedges, the center flagstones filled with an array of the usual court suspects, nobles, a few foreign dignitaries that have been hanging around Barella like vultures, my mother and her set, who are holding court at the opposite corner from me, and the court mages and mage candidates. I haven't yet seen Caleb, but the day is still early. Perhaps he was given a task he couldn't get out of. He has that right. I haven't summoned him. Perhaps he doesn't want to see me at all. I look up to where the servant behind me has drifted from his position of holding the shade over my head. "Pay attention," I snap to him, and he startles, repositions the long rod attached to a light woven mat. Valterre leans close to me, says in a low voice, "Would you two please stop fighting and make up so that we can go back to you having a semblance of joy in your life again?" Well, he hadn't been poking hard into my life the last few days. Has he decided that now, in the open, is the best time to have this conversation? I clench my jaw. Not your concern. It is when you're snapping at everyone around you. Do you really want to be the tyrant at your own party, Tor? The entire point of this is for you to gain social favor. I squeeze the arms of my chair, stand up, and stop as I see Caleb enter the courtyard. The air leaves me in a rush, leaves me dizzy and grasping after whatever I've stood up to do, because I've now forgotten. Leaves from a nearby tree paint a dappled pattern of light and shadow across his pale face, his brown hair. Does he look paler than usual? More wan? I saw him pushing at his food at breakfast this morning, in the one moment of weakness that I looked. He'd been hunched over his meal, not talking to those around him. Had I only seen him in one bad moment? Am I seeing that same tension in him now? Caleb freezes when he sees me looking at him. He's dressed the same as he always is. I think he might only own 2 or 3 sets of clothing, because I've seen them all before. And I know I should look away. I need to look away, but I can't. It's not rational, the pull he has over me. It's not anything I can quantify, and I don't think it's good for either of us. I start toward him before my thoughts can catch up to me. "Tor," Valterre says, sounding just a little bit desperate. I shake my sleeve out of his attempt to grab me, an attempt that with anyone else might have ended in his death. With Valterre, my guards don't even flinch. So instead, Valterre follows me until I turn and shoot a withering glare at him. And then, miracle of miracles, he backs off. "Your Majesty," Caleb says as I approach, dipping into a low bow. More flowery, more formal than usual. I stop in front of him. Yes, we're in public. I can't say any of the things that I've suddenly found I need to. I can't properly make my apologies or my meager excuses for not asking him back again, for asking him to help me at all. So instead I say, because yes, we are in public, and I should have said it before, thank you, Mage Candidate Aylin, for saving my life, for saving lives in my court, for protecting the life of another Mage Candidate. For that, you have my most sincere gratitude." Caleb's eyes flick between mine. His lips part. And despite everything, despite knowing it's wrong, despite him pushing me back, I want to kiss him again. And I don't think I'm mistaking the hunger in his eyes as well. He wants to kiss me too. But then, I was mistaken before, wasn't I? He drops his gaze, bows again, tucks a lock of wavy hair that fell into his eyes behind his ear. "Gods, thank you, Your Majesty. It was my honor and duty to serve." My insides clench with disappointment, with I don't know what. He owes me nothing. I owe him so much more than I've given him. His help in validating that my father's death wasn't an accident is the deepest debt in itself, and I'm doing him no favors here by singling him out in public. Am I? I did him no favors at all by suggesting that he might wish to become my lover, but never to be more than that. Gods, how much of an ogre am I?